Hello there, guys. How are we doing today? Well, this is episode 14 of the R&C Leather Lounge. And I am Richard.
And I'm Carolyn.
So there you go. We are the devilish duo of the R&C.
The R and the C.
Yes, of the Leather Lounge, R&C Leather Lounge. So there we go. So today, guys, we are going to talk to you about the 4 most common materials that you'll see and get to do repairs with. And my assistant here is going to tell you what those materials are.
The first one being coated or pigmented leather. Like,
Let's have a look.
second assistant.
I don't know whether I haven't actually got all 4 of them here like a Wally. So that one there.
Coated.
Yep. Coated, yep. Pigmented.
Pigmented.
Yep.
Same thing. Coated and pigmented is essentially the same thing. It means it's just painted, really, isn't it?
Yes.
Do
Just
you
means
want
it's
people to
painted.
think it was like 2 different... Is
Yeah,
it
no.
coated or is it pigmented?
Well, yeah, no. It's the same thing. So
It's the same thing.
it's coated, it's pigmented, it's whatever you want to call it, really. Let me just go and get one of these other leathers. I'll be back in a second while she carries on waffling.
I'll do the next one. Yeah. The next one you might see a lot of, especially furniture, sofas, couches, things like that, is aniline leather. Some people pronounce it aniline. Not really sure which one it's supposed to be. I say aniline. And that is your aniline leather. See it? Got it? Got it.
Nothing to do with Lynn.
Now to do with Lynn. Next one is just in time.
There you go, you see? I'm always just in time.
Just in time.
I think I'm going to call my middle name Justin. Just in time.
The next one you are going to see a lot of everywhere. Not just, well, cars, not really.
Yeah,
But
'cause,
lots of furniture.
it depends. There's a Mexican company, I can't remember the exact name of it, Debur or something like that, leather, and it's made out of cactus, and they claim it to be this amazing, eco-friendly product made from cactus plants because it
Is
doesn't...
it spiky?
Well, I'm sure the word prick comes in there somewhere.
Prickly.
Yes, because in my opinion, they're pricks for claiming that it is actually eco-friendly. So yes, it does have a prickly sense to it, if you know what I mean. Because the thing is, they claim that it's this massive eco-friendly thing. Obviously, cacti don't really need a lot of water to grow and to stay alive and to flourish. So, obviously it stores it in it, and that's how it sort of lives, guys. So obviously from that side, it's not using an awful lot of water. It's, how can I put it? Obviously its production is using less chemicals than what leather would, admittedly. But is it? This is the thing. Is it? Well, not all is quite as eco-friendly as they claim to be. Because the thing is, with the cacti leather, it also does contain an awful amount of plastic. So, there you have it. The very thing that they're trying to protect, which is animals, because they're saying, we're not slaughtering animals, we're not eating meat, we're not using leather skins. Obviously, some poor farmer somewhere is end up going to go bankrupt because the animals are of no use to him anymore.
It's not just that, is it? It's the whole process it has to go through to become a piece of, let's not say leather, but a piece of material, usable material.
Yes.
So the actual hide off a cow, for example, yes, it goes through the processes, but it's a simple-ish process to get it to a usable state, like these are. But for a cactus to then become usable for something like that, the processes it has to go through is immense, which is why they're really quite expensive. The fake leathers are
They can be very
usually
expensive,
a lot
yeah.
more money than what
Which is the
actual
ironic
leather
thing
is.
with it. It's like Alcantara, it's a lot. It's like 4
Prime
times the
example.
price. 4 times the price of a genuine suede item.
Yeah.
How ironic is that? So I mean, it's like all these fake materials. It's also the impact they have on the environment, because somebody hands them something like this. This isn't cactus leather, by the way, but somebody hands them something like this and says, "Look at that. That is eco-friendly. Isn't that absolutely astonishing?" No.
No, it looks
it
like
isn't.
a welly boot
You know, for what it looks like, you know, it should be,
on your feet.
yes, or it's very shiny. So, we'll leave that one to your imagination. But with it, I mean, the thing is, what you've got to bear in mind is it's actually the process that has to go through, and the CO2 gases that are put into the environment to create that. It's a lot more than the methane gas, long-term effect that methane has on our environment. Yes, absolutely. Hands down, hands up, whatever, hands down. Methane immediately has a much greater impact on our environment compared to CO2. But it's not all quite roses, because CO2 lasts for over 1,000 years in our environment, and the methane gas lasts for less than 100 years in our environment. So you do,
Big difference.
the eco-friendly math there. It's very, very simple. There's a huge difference of what methane has on our environment long term, because that's how we have to look at this. Not 1 day, 2 day, 3 day, a month or a year. We have to look at the long-term sustainability factor of a material. And all these car manufacturers are jumping on the bandwagon. They are pleasing the minority to really piss off the majority, putting it bluntly, and they shouldn't be really doing that, because the majority of the people that want to buy a nice car with great leather interior are being affected, and we are being shoved to the back of the queue just because a few people don't want to actually slaughter an animal. The thing is,
Going off track.
I know. Sorry.
We're supposed to be saying the
We
four
are,
most
but-
common
yes,
materials.
we are. Sorry, guys, but I like leather, and that gets my
It's
goat.
off on a tangent.
It gets my goat when I get on a tangent
Don't
about
have any goat.
about eco-friendly. I can go and get some goat. Goat. It gets my goat when I get people go. When I start going on a tangent about how eco-friendly leather is, and leather is very eco-friendly, and all these fake materials are absolute trash. So anyway, these fake materials.
We've done the coated. You're going to come across that a lot.
So you've done
We've done the aniline.
Yeah,
You're going to come
Caroline's
across
done that.
that.
She
a
showed
lot.
you that aniline. I hope
Yes.
she has. I'll be checking this.
Yes.
I'll be checking.
Did.
I'll-
I waved
comments,
it.
guys.
Waved it in front of their noses.
Oh yeah,
for-
this.
No, this.
This. Waved it like that.
No, not quite. More like that.
Like that.
So the next one is PU or bonded
Yes.
leather, which is essentially rubbish, man-made
Yes.
rubbish.
So look at this. Yep, this is it. It's very, very shiny. There you go. Look, very, very shiny. Can't, there you go. Hiya, guys. How are you?
And that's a bonded.
Yes, bonded. Yep. And this is like another version of it.
Careful.
And you've got to be very, very careful with this one, because it just disintegrates. Look at that one there.
I think
about that?
everybody's seen something
How
like
about that? Everybody should have seen these. Can these be repaired? No, they can't. Do not entertain them. Do not entertain them. Just look at it. It's just trash. So all of this, what's coming off, this, if you look at it, look at this.
It peels like sunburn.
It peels like sunburn, but look at that. This is the grain, and once that comes off, all you're left with is fabric, look. Just pure fabric. So yeah, I've got literally bits everywhere. It's a bloody nuisance.
made a right mess.
Look at it. All the bits. Well, you can't see them on the camera, but I could see them falling.
Yeah, they are there.
But there were bits just falling
Like
everywhere. So obviously that is going to be a product that you are not going to be able to repair. Obviously, with your pigmented things and stuff like that, obviously you've got to bear in mind sort of like the repair techniques. I mean, some people call it rolled leather, where it's not a pigment with a genuine grain. Pressed, heat pressed, rolled. It's just because it goes through a roller, it gets the grain in it, which is what we've got with this orange one here. Shake off all these useless, crappy bits. Look at them all. Look at that.
Saw that one.
So this is obviously what they call a rolled leather, is that grain there. Look, you can see that grain. If I put it up to there, you can see that is a rolled leather. And what we mean by that is, if you look at it, you can see the grain is uniformed all the way over. Yeah, can you see that?
It's like
Look
a
at that.
repetitive.
Repetitive.
Print, isn't it?
Yeah, repetitive. So if we then go back to this one here, get rid of all these bloody bits on it from that stupid, crappy leather. So if you look at this one, again, you can see this. Now, this has not got a repetitive grain on it, though. So this, is a genuine grain, because it is different everywhere you go, look.
Well, like your
See that?
fingerprint is.
Yeah, like fingerprints. If we look at the other side, you can see there as well. You can see this has got natural lines in it. It's got marks in here as well. So you know that that is genuine grain. So then if we look at the aniline one, And again, get rid of these horrible bits. So look at the aniline. And again, with the aniline, you can see there that it's, genuine grain. And the thing is, with all of these leathers, you've obviously got things that can go wrong. So with your pigmented and stuff like that, I'm going to sort of stay slightly in camera and slightly out of camera. Look at this. Look at the bloody bits on there again. So I'm going to get a little bit up close and personal with you guys. Hello. So obviously with the pigmented, it is coated and this is completely sealed. It is a rolled grain, heat pressed, whatever, it's rolled, isn't it? So obviously with that, it's like a waterproof product. So water's going to sit on there and bead on the surface. With these, it's not going to bead, it's just going to soak straight in. So if you wet your finger and go like that, you can see straight away, look at that, how that is soaked in, look, soaked straight in, because that is aniline leather. So that is how you're going to identify it. So what you've got to bear in mind is when you're cleaning those things, with your pigments and stuff, with these, obviously once the clear coat's gone, they've got a problem.
They have?
Yep. Do you want to tell us about the problem with clear coats? Once the clear coat's gone, you've got just bare paint on the surface?
Yeah, have you ever had, we always say this same thing, have you ever had the problem where you're spraying your cleaner on, especially like on the back of a car seat, something like that, and as you're spraying on, you're getting these darker lines and you're like, oh my, that's dirty, and you're scrubbing and you're scrubbing. Those lines, yeah, those lines is where the clear coats come off. So any liquid you put on there is able to soak in more, and obviously the soaking in makes it go darker, which is why you see in the darker streaks. So your clear coat only lasts maximum of 3 years after the brand new skin is made. So all of that dirt and debris and friction and everything else that's going on in the car, it does break down. It can break down a lot quicker than that. But 3 years max is all you're going to get out of it, even if it's not sat on. So even your back seat, it will degrade.
They will degrade,
the top coat
because of the UV and stuff.
Does wear off for definite, yeah.
And also because of wrong cleaning products. So if we talk about cleaning products, you've got to...
That just accelerates the problem.
Yeah, it's just going to accelerate it, especially if you're going into things like steam, magic erasers, APCs, scrub pads, all those sort of things, guys. They all are just going to degrade the surface. What you've got to bear in mind is when leather is made, when this is made, it is made with a slight acidicness to it. And you have to use a pH neutral cleaner to obviously make sure that you are not changing that pH. Now, people just say, oh, that's okay, I'm just going to add water to my APC. And it now becomes pH neutral. No, it doesn't, because in some cases you can actually increase the problem by adding water to it. So this is where people, again, don't understand chemicals. Even with a pH neutral leather cleaner, in theory, it should, if you add water to it, stay pH. In some cases, depending on what it is in it, it can change its pH. So just bear that in mind.
Some chemicals are just not suitable to be diluted. It doesn't make them better just because they're weaker. They're still bad.
So you've just got to bear it in mind, guys. Sometimes just adding water in doesn't mean that it's going to make it pH neutral. It doesn't mean that a pH neutral product is going to stay pH neutral either. And this is where the misconception comes in. This is why we do not like giving out products that you can water down. You can water down everything that we supply. It is your choice. We're not going to tell you whether they're going to become pH neutral, or stay pH neutral, because all of ours are pH neutral. We're not going to tell you whether it's going to change the pH of them or anything like that, because we haven't tested them for that, because they're not designed to be, from our perspective, watered down, because they are ready to use professional grade products that can be used as a DIY or professional grade. So you just got to bear that in mind.
Plus, a lot of people's water is very different.
Harder and softer than others.
In different countries, there's a lot of chemicals go into people's drinking water.
Oh, yes.
Like, there's a lot of countries where you wouldn't even drink the tap water, and you would just buy bottled. Whereas here in England, we're really lucky because the tap water is really, really good. But elsewhere, we've been to a lot of places where the water's like, no, that's not nice, and you buy bottled. But here, we're really lucky that the water's decent.
I mean, England fortunately has some of the cleanest and safest water in the world. Straight out the tap is actually safer than bottled water that we buy in the shop, believe it or not. But some waters obviously can be very sort of like, what is it? What did I just say? The one that comes in swimming pools. What's that?
Chlorine.
Yeah, very chloriney. Some of the waters can be very chloriney. So it just depends what you're looking at. But you've just got to be bearing in mind, even with these guys, with the pigmented leathers, with these, so with the rolled leather or the genuine grain, rolled leather, even with these, you've got to be careful that what you don't want to go doing is over scrubbing with them, because over scrubbing is going to create like darkening on the surface. And what we mean by that is obviously it's going to take some of the colour off. It's going to remove some of that clear coat. It's going to remove a small amount of colour, not enough so that you can actually see the naked leather through it, but enough so that the products seep into it and it creates this darkening stain almost on the surface. And then, of course, what's going to happen when you see this darkening stain?
You scrub a little bit more because you think it's dirty.
See?
Keep scrubbing and you know that the area just gets bigger and you're like, what is going on? Because you just thought it was dirty. It's not dirty. It's because the liquid is soaking in and it makes the darkness.
Yeah, and again, it depends on the product that you're using as to whether that's going to create a stain
and the accessory that you're using as well. It's not just the liquid. Yeah, it's not just the liquid. You've got to think of the actual pad or towel or whatever that you're
can
using
easily
as well.
bleach dye.
Microfibers don't do that either. They've got plastic in them.
Yeah, very bad.
So that itself is going to cause... So it's not... Think of the accessory you're using as well and not just the liquid that you're putting on there. It could be a combination of the two, or you could have the best cleaner in the world. Leather repair company. Use it with a magic eraser. That is going to be bad. So whatever combination you've got, you need the good
I thought she'd gone
product.
mad then. I thought she was saying use a magic eraser.
And the good accessory as well. Bamboo, terry toweling, stuff like that is absolutely brilliant, or just plain 100% cotton is actually fine as well. There's one that we've not spoke about that is very, 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 very common that you are going to see in car seats.
Quite a fair bit.
Older car seats.
Just before we get onto this
and
one.
newer car
Just before we
seats.
get onto this one, guys. Obviously, like I got off on my tangent about cacti leather. Cacti leather. This is the sort of thing that happens to cacti leather, as you can see, and this is what's being used by a lot of car manufacturers. And I do believe, I could be wrong, but I did read an article only a couple of days ago that people like Mercedes and BMW and stuff like that are starting to use that in their interiors because it's eco-friendly.
No, it's not.
It actually contains probably about 40-something%, 42, 43 or more percent plastic. So then the very thing they're trying to protect is getting killed because of plastic pellets going into the waterways. It's giving us cancer, and it's the CO2 gases going up into the air, which last 1,000 years.
So what's the big one we've missed? I'll ask you lot. What is the big one we've missed? What do you come across a lot?
Can you hear me? Hello? Hello? You in there? Hello? You? Yes. Bang, bang, bang. Yes, you. Hello? They're not answering. You best tell them. Let the secrets out.
It is. Let me get off.
She's getting old.
This one. Vinyl. And if you look at the back of it, it's a really big telltale sign that it's vinyl. You'll be able to tell straight away, but there's lots of ways to ID this as well. First of all, it is a lot colder to touch, the touch of it. If you've got a comparison there and you can feel both at the same time. Like sometimes car seats, I just get straight to the point. Sometimes car seats are vinyl on the sides, so it's got the vinyl on the sides of the seats and the top of the seat, so that bit is leather. So if you can feel both at the same time, like patting your head and rubbing your belly.
Not a chance for me doing that.
Feel both at the same time, you'll feel that the sides are really, really cold
doing this.
and really, really stiff. And the top is really, really warm. Not really, really warm, but a lot warmer. You'll feel a touchable difference.
It's, what is it? The senses in the brain.
All of your senses.
The senses can tell the touch, and this is some of the important things that you've got with the four materials that we've gone through here today, is the senses. Obviously, aniline leather, this is going to feel the warmest that we've got. You know, at the moment we're quite
Softest
cool temperatures here, so it's
cool.
And you can
freezing.
tell I've actually got roll neck on, so you can tell how much colder it's got. I'm not in t-shirt anymore, guys. And I've got my cap on because I've got a lot of heat coming up through it. Ooh, that's chilly. Put it back on. A lot of heat coming out through this solar panel. So this will always feel warmer to touch no matter how cold the environment
the
is.
difference of these two.
And that one, ooh, hey, that's real chilly. And that would be really, really chilly. And the thing is, leather naturally attracts heat, so that's what you've got to bear in mind. Now, when we get to things like this one here, the genuine grain leather, this will not feel, because it's got pigment paint and a clear coat, it will not feel quite as warm as what the genuine leather does. Then the rolled one, because this is a synthetic tanned leather, and what we mean by that is, guys, is if you look at this one, this is a brown leather, yeah, and the back of it is also brown. So we know that it is dyed through with an aniline dye, and it is chromium tanned. Now, when you look at the orange one, yeah, when they're synthetic tanned, they are not dyed through.
All the same colour
They're
on the
all
back.
the same colour on the back, so they are white. All the back is white. So if we were to look at something like a black skin, I mean, I've got one up there, but if we look at black skin and it's black all the way through, it's black on the top and it's black all the way through, it means it's been chromium tanned, it's dyed through with the aniline dye, and then it's painted on the surface. Whereas in this case, this is synthetic tan, probably with something like olive or something like that, and it is just painted on the surface.
On the top of.
On the top of, and you can clearly see it when you actually look down it. I don't know whether the camera can see this closely enough, but if I show you, I don't know whether it can see it. Can you see that? If I can get it to
Expecting
zoom
the
in.
camera to answer. Can you see that?
Can you see that on there, guys? I can't hold it and touch the camera at the same time to get it to focus in, but you can sort of see there, look. You
Yeah,
can almost see the layer, yeah? Can you see the layer there, this bottom layer? So you can sort of see that bottom layer where it's made. So the touches are very, very important to what you're dealing with, and obviously it's essential that you understand the touch as well. Obviously the finger test, the press in, it's going to star, finger test on it, you know, the grain's going to concave in and follow your finger.
Yep.
There's all these things, but you've just got to be careful with what you're doing, you know, with obviously different things that you're looking at as well. Obviously aniline is a much softer material. It has natural scarring to it, whereas a pigmented leather, even you know, a full grain pigmented, it's still going to have a little bit of correction on the surface, even though it's got some grain there, because obviously the paint's going to fill some of that in, isn't it, at the end of the day?
Yeah.
So the paint is going to fill some of that in. Obviously, like on the pressed one, that grain has been heat pressed into there, so everything's been sanded off, and there's obviously no visible grain on there whatsoever. So you've just got to bear that in mind. It's, you know, you're not going to get that on the surface at all. Obviously,
The grain's a lot deeper as well, you'll notice on the ones that's embossed. The grain, with a natural grain, it's quite fine lines, but on the pressed one, the rolled one, the embossed one, it's deeper delves, isn't it? Where the actual, where it's been pressed in, it's deeper.
yeah, it's very deep, and when you look at it, it's to give you a telltale sign. It's, unless you can look at it and see it, you know, you won't understand. But when we sort of do the training courses, if you look at an embossed grain, it almost looks like it's got like square, flat, dull sides to it. Whereas something natural leather, it's never a very deep grain, but it's very flowing, almost like sort of water running through a
like
river
a
sort of
river,
thing, like a natural sort
Yeah.
of grain structure
Like when the
to
sea
it.
goes out and
Yeah,
it leaves
you-
those lines
in
on
the
the sand.
Yeah.
It's like
So
that.
it's a bit like that. So obviously aniline, it's obviously not an easy thing to fix, purely simply because of the dyes. You know, we do have other products that you can help to sort of do that, to fix that with. Because obviously you've got to bear in mind dyes are translucent. So if you're going to be putting any fillers and things into an aniline, if you're going to use like a white or a brown or a black filler, and obviously you're going to paint it blue or whatever, then obviously it's not going to be that good, because you're going to always see the filler through the colour, because the colours are translucent. So this is where techniques come in and skill sets come in, because you've got to try to darken the filler and then blend out your repair, but you've got to make sure you don't put too much pigment paint on the filler area so that the dyes can't adhere as well. So it's quite a difficult technique to sort of try to tell you on a video. You have to physically go through a training to understand that.
Yeah.
Or try
So
it.
It just proves that it's really important to get your ID right before
you've got
start
to, yeah,
anything,
definitely.
because you might just assume that it's a certain type of leather, and then you'll get going with it, and you'll be like, why is it going wrong? Why is it not sticking to it? Why is it not, why is it peeling or things like that? And it's it could be because you've got the ID wrong in the first place and you've done the wrong process for that
Yep,
type
definitely.
of leather.
Yep, completely. So obviously with your bonded and the PU and stuff like that, you just can't repair them. It's very, very simple. They're going to have a very plasticky feel. Water's going to bead on the surface. It's going to, the flex test, it's going to slightly give and stuff like that. You're going to get this bubbling appearing. I don't want to keep picking this up, so I'm just going to get bits dropping everywhere.
It's really stretchy. It's not.
And everything's very, it's very uniformed how it's made. Obviously, with the sort of polyurethane bonded materials, it's very, very uniform. Whereas with something like a coated leather, pigmented, unless it's got a heat press grain in it, then again you've got to be careful because you could be misled by, rolled leather compared to a bonded leather. So you've got to make sure you do your tests with your finger, heat test, touch test, senses, and that sort of thing, and make sure you get them right. Because again, a rolled leather can fool you compared to a bonded leather.
Yeah.
So you just got to bear that in mind.
It's really handy. I think we've done a little sheet that we're gonna.
Yeah, we've got cheat
send
sheets.
out. Yeah.
So if you please comment, because we have these cheat sheets that we're making for a lot of our videos now. These little cheat sheets that we're making with some information on them, with tips as well to help you, that you can print off and add these to your training manuals as you go along. So if you do want these cheat sheets, please email us, guys, because we're not going to email them out to you, because some of you members, we do not know your email addresses. So please make sure that you do email, you do put a comment on this video. I want your cheat sheet. Cheat as in cheetah.
Cheat,
CHEAT, cheat sheets. Not sheets, sheets. SHEETS. Not cheat sheets. So yes. So obviously, this explains everything to you. In sort of like snippet information, it's got characteristics, it's got like repair tips and stuff like that, and it's got some information as well on each one of what they are. So you just got to bear that in mind. We do have those sort of cheat sheets to help you to get along, and you can just add them into your training manual. I think that the sort of final... Go on.
I was going to say, we think it is really handy to carry with you what we call an ID kit.
Yes, a little ID kit.
It would be just a little bundle of bits like swatches, like your ID books that we do, so little swatches so you can identify leathers more easily. Take a little spray bottle with some water in so you can do the water drop test. You don't have to bother the customer or the client or anything to bring you a little bit of water. Just things like your linen tester or the clip-on USB thing.
For the USB
for your
clip-on
phone.
thing for your phone, or a USB microscope. Yep.
Yeah, all of those little bits, just keep them in one, keep them all together in one little ID pack, ID kit.
Yeah, have almost like a box and put, ID kit on it, and that's it. And that is your ID kit, guys, and keep it with you at all times. Even when you go to do a quote, keep it with you, because it makes you look professional when you get all that out.
It's proof as well. It's proof you can use to the customer. You can prove
different leathers.
That if they might think they've got leather, but they're driving a Mercedes, so they haven't normally got leather, and they get quite upset sometimes. So you've got the backup there to prove to them exactly what's in their car or on their sofa or on their couch at home.
And also, don't forget, you can show the clients the Wikipedia website, which is prorestorers.co.uk.
Yeah, it's
and
really good.
What you've got to bear in mind with that website is we add things to that quite regular. So if you haven't looked at it for a few months, please go and hop along, and you will find that there are some new articles on there which I've added recently. Now, obviously, that site is used by colleges and universities throughout the world to teach people that are getting into the leather industry that is going to be working in a tannery. So that is how good that actual website is. And I'm not blowing my own trumpet, but that is a bloody good website. And it's actually when you've got people that are coming to us that are leading car manufacturers, leading designer brands throughout the world that are massive multi-billion-dollar companies that are coming to us saying, oh my God, that information is phenomenal. We want you to be our consultants about leather care. That tells you something about the Wikipedia website that we've actually written. So it is there to be used. Give it to clients. And again, it is like everything, guys. Getting your leather ID wrong, guess what?
You might be liable.
She remembered. So if you get it wrong, you're liable. And the last thing you want to be is liable for anything you get wrong. Take the customer on that journey. Tell them how it's going to be, the storyline, everything. We're back to here again, guys. You're liable if you screw up.
Yeah.
It's very, very, very simple.
And I think it's important as well not to assume what it is, just because it's maybe, you know, so-and-so car that you've done before from so-and-so year and you know it inside out. They might have had that retrimmed at some point.
Yeah, could have done quite easily.
There was the classic example is just very quickly a customer that I had last week. He'd had his door cards retrimmed in what turned out to be an aniline leather. So he wanted some protector for that. So I had to get him to send me a
stupid
sample.
thing to put on door cards.
Yeah, he'd bought it in Spain. He thought it was very good leather, which it is very good leather, but it's not suitable for a car. So
Not
he
when you're
wanted
resting your
something.
arm on it.
Yeah, he wanted
it.
something to protect it. He liked the feel of it. Da 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 da.
Yep.
But this is where my idea has come from, is to don't just assume that because it's in a car that it's going to be the hard-wearing, normal, pigmented type leather that 80% of them are.
Yeah.
Check it. Still do your ID, even if you know I'm
With
covered.
bits falling from that sudden cheap
Even if
leather.
you think you know what it's going to be in that particular car, it could have been changed at some point. They could have had different seats put in. They could have had people changed to Recaro seats and stuff like that. So, yeah, never be sure of what is in there before you've ID'd it.
Yeah, just you've got to make sure, guys. So let's just sort of go through and give you some tips again. So just remember, with your leathers, touch, feel, temperature, texture, flexibility is some of the sort of key points you've got to bear in mind. Water droplet, absorption versus beading, you know, check it out. Grain patterns, uniform versus natural. Some of these things are very important. Flex test, plastics, you know, vinyl plastics move differently than real leather, so just bear that in mind as well. Real leather is very, very different to genuine leather and plastics. So when we say plastics, we mean like hard plastics, like kick plates getting in and out of vehicles and stuff like that, which again, you can repair all of our products. So you've got to bear in mind, again, very harsh chemicals are going to damage the flexibility of those hard plastics. UV rays are going to affect them. Strong chemicals are going to bleach the colour out that's actually injected into that hard plastic.
They get brittle, don't they?
They're going to go very, very brittle. And this is actually where a lot of detailers are actually making huge, huge mistakes, guys. And you are absolutely liable, because if that plastic becomes brittle and somebody has an accident and it is to the result of brittle plastics, any police force, any insurance company are going to land that bill firmly and squarely on your lap. And you are going to have that burden for the rest of your life if somebody has died through the result of brittle, hard plastic.
Because it's extremely sharp when it's...
Well, yeah, obviously it's very
cracks.
sharp as well when it cracks. So, I mean, you've got to bear that in mind. You know, it's cracking bits off. It's very, very sharp. It's going to pierce through people's, you know, hearts, face, eyes, everywhere, guys. Slit wrists and stuff if it's on dash, if they go like that to protect themselves, and it's brittle.
That's the extreme version.
Yeah,
You get the idea.
You get the idea, but it is possible.
Yeah.
It is highly possible because of the wrong products being used. So always make sure you use the correct products for your leather repair company. Make sure that you use the correct products for your plastics leather repair company.
And the correct accessory too.
And the correct accessory leather repair company. There are no others that you want to trust. Leather repair company are the ones you should be using, guys. It's very, very simple. But please, if you are unsure about anything, we have rabbled, we have rambled, we have literally gone off piste on this and come back around, and it's been a bit all over the place. But the thing is with it, it's very difficult. Yes, because I only went off for a few seconds and I came back and it's gone like real wild. Honestly, I went to get another leather to help and it just went wild.
Anyway.
It's terrible.
Anyway.
But
I think we covered everything there.
I think we've covered everything, guys. But it's the thing is with this, I've tried to keep it short. We've gone over the time. We're 35 minutes. But the thing is with it, it's like with all of these podcast things that we do, these sessions. And this is episode 14 of the R&C Leather Lounge, and it's just they can get so in depth once you get talking with them. And this is the thing with it. People today forget to talk, and this is half the problem with society. and we're going to go off piste here, but we're not. So, but this is half the problem. You know, if you don't talk, what I'm saying to you is if you don't talk, then you're liable with your client, because if you don't have that discussion with them properly and take them on a journey. I know we've got some people that listen to these videos and that are subscribed as members who are absolutely phenomenal at taking people on those journeys, and you know exactly who these people are. And you know, I congratulate you for that, because you do take these people on a journey which is exemplary to what you should be doing, you know, right from the beginning of the email to the phone call, to the quote, to the job you're doing, still taking them on the journey when you're in that house with the customer, and then when it's done. And what you've got to bear in mind, guys, is each job you do, there is the opportunity to upsell products, secondary selling. That is the thing with it. There's care kits that we've got that we've showed you on other videos of ours. You've got this secondary selling. Take them with you, guaranteed, every single time. Even when you go and quote, because the thing is, if you don't get that job, there is the possibility that you can sell them a care kit there and then. And I would even try to sell them that care kit there and then, even though you're going to go and do that job, because the thing is, you can say, once you've done the job, now you've got the care kit, you can now maintain it and then educate them how to do that. And you know what? Hey, presto, give them a cheat sheet. We can actually create you a cheat sheet. Just email, inbox, comment, subscribe. Please tell others about these videos and comment on here that you want this cheat sheet, because if you don't comment, we ain't shipping it to you. We ain't emailing it to you. You have got to comment, people, that you want this cheat sheet. Very, very simple. Because
say yes, please.
There's other videos where we've asked you to comment and you haven't, so please do.
That was like a telling off.
It's a telling off. Naughty people.
Yeah.
Naughty people.
You.
Yeah, look, naughty people.
Yeah.
Oh, bugger, she wouldn't let me slap her wrist.
Anyway, episode 14.
Episode 14, guys. There you go.
Done.
So that is episode 14 done. Don't forget, please like them. Please tell your friends in business to come along and subscribe and pay for the membership, because we bring to you stacks of and a
Sharing
wealth
is caring.
of information. And the more we can get as members, the more we can do for you. It's very, very simple, and we will be back next week. But don't forget also, head on over to our other YouTube channel, R&C Growth Lab. It is dedicated to the detailing and leather restoration industry, talking about business and how to grow and pitfalls and stuff like that. And we have got a series
So lots of good tips.
five amazing videos that are going to be released over the next sort of week or two onto the R&C Growth Lab, and they are going to be phenomenal, and we can't wait for that to happen. So there you go, there's a little bit of a shameless plug about our other YouTube channel, R&C Growth Lab. So anyway, I am Richard from the R&C Leather Lounge.
And I'm Carolyn from the R&C Leather Lounge.
And that was episode 14, and we were talking to you, yes I know, 14, and we were talking to you about the 4 or 5 different materials that you're going to most commonly come across. So let's recap, guys. Aniline leather.
Coated.
Can you remember?
Pigmented.
Coated, pigmented, either genuine grain or, you know, rolled grain. Then you've got your bonded plastics and stuff like that as well. And then you've obviously got
the vinyl.
the
and
vinyl,
hard
yeah,
plastics.
vinyl, hard plastics and things like that. So you've obviously got genuine grain, yeah, vinyl, yeah, aniline, go on.
I'm looking for you to do it with.
And then you've got your bonded and stuff like that. So you've obviously got all the different materials that you've got to look at, guys. So coated, pigmented, PU, bonded, whatever you want to call it, vinyl, hard plastics and stuff like that. So that is basically...
And then your aniline.
Yeah, and then your aniline. Yeah, aniline and coated and genuine, so on and so forth. So obviously aniline's died through, as you know. There you go, episode 14. I'm Richard. See you soon.
Bye-bye.
Ciao. And I've lost my remote.